Alright, so in today's video we're gonna discuss how I broke the national muscle up record on my lunch break while building $1 million startup. So yeah, of course I also should have used some chalk, as my friend who is the Norwegian muscle up champ has even more reps in the muscle ups. So I could have probably gone even further for the muscle up world record while building our $1 million startup. And don't tell him I'm gonna break his record as well, or at least try to. So let's see how that goes, because I am training very hard to break once again the national muscle up record. We're gonna see how far I can actually push there. So I'm gonna break it down in 3 steps how you can break a muscle up record or really push yourself in training muscle ups or any athletic endeavor, and then while doing that, building your career or building a very valuable startup. So we're gonna do it in 3 steps. Number 1 is that you should be focusing on a strategy that you have for this. And then we're gonna look at the implementation in step 2, and then finally how you actually can have like-minded people to support you on this. All right, so step number 1 is actually what is your strategy for doing this. So you kind of want to be a little bit crazy here on your goal, and that should be like a vision that gets you really motivated, pushes you out of your comfort zone. So that was back in 2021 when I said that, man, I'm out of shape, I want to break a world record in muscle ups, and not only that, I want to do it in 90 days, and also I want to do it on my lunch break, right? So then that was pretty like, okay, I just need to basically improve all of my parts, all of the parts in my life, like training, nutrition, and recovery. Those are the very simple components that you need to get in check. So like you only have those parameters, and once you set like monthly goals for those, so that could be month 1, month 2, month 3. And I think like you have this crazy vision, and again here, like we discussed in previous videos, in a previous video on how you can actually achieve your 10-year goal in 6 months. So kind of the same mindset here. I also link here how I broke the national muscle up record, as well as the other video on the 10-year goal in 6 months. So then you can like look at each month how you do separate things for that. So this brings us to step 2, and in step 2 we're gonna talk about now that first of all in month 1 I was like, all right, so I need to get the basics right. So that was like I was training 3 times per week, 2 to 3 times per week strength, and in this stage I just wanted to get the training routine like in check, and also I wanted to get my nutrition in check. So that was basically I dropped everything out besides doing pull-ups and dips, and I went almost all sessions close reps to failure. This is very important for you to do that, because then you can actually build the strength for completing something like this. So for instance, a muscle up is basic requirement is that you do like at least 15 pull-ups, 10 L-sit pull-ups, and 20 dips. So pretty standard stuff. And then on the nutrition side, it was like, all right, I need to get at least 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. And for recovery, of course, sleep right. It's super important for like recovery, but also I used cold showers in the morning and at night sauna. And then intra-session, I used something that Andrew Huberman talks about, that you should do hand cooling of the hands as your body overheats from these super intense sessions. So then in month 2, I then started to go into a calorie deficit, and a calorie deficit is of course when you start to lose weight. And why would you like to do something like that when you're training for a muscle up? Well, your body won't understand if you're pushing big weights or your body weight against gravity, right? So for me it was like I was too heavy, and that's actually at the moment I'm too heavy to break a record, so I need to lose weight. And if I lose like 4 kilos of weight, that's like roughly 8 pounds, right? And I use this chalk, don't tell anyone, I might be able to push out more reps. And why is that? Because again, you're pushing yourself against the gravity, or in this case, pulling, right? So when you're lighter, of course, you don't have any excess fat that you have to lift. And the relative strength improves here, and that's why also your results improve. So I burn about 2,500 calories and I eat at 2,000 calories. So then from this, like 7,700 calories is like 1 kilos or 2 pounds. So that is kind of like the strategy here. And then finally, the step 3 is kind of like, for me, I did it almost alone, but as we have a like 100% hybrid remote organization building our virtual reality gaming startup, we have around 20,000 players, and we have like a community for the players. We also have a community for our development team, right? So I also started a community for my 80/20 this YouTube fitness and finance channel, and you can join it. Make sure you join it, because here you will find like-minded people that also want to push them to the next level. And this is really important because I couldn't have done it without I had my co-founder and one of my best friend Pelle joining me on this journey. And he was like pushing me that, hey, we need to get more reps in, we need to eat better, we need to do the recovery. He was also filming me, he was also counting the reps. And when you surround yourself with the right people, then you start to see the results. So join the community and like, comment. I'll send you the link for that. Also, I'll send you the 50-pager book that I talk about how I went from out of shape to train with UFC champion Georges St-Pierre, as well as to break the muscle up record, which again I will break next once again, and maybe even the Norwegian record and the world record, who knows. Anyways, stay tuned for the next video.